Hey everybody, welcome back. Cynical Manor here, and today we're in Top Gun. Well, the F14 that is. We've got the F14 A with the Goose and Maverick theme aircraft, and I'm going to show you how to start it up, taxi it, and take off. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to jump into the aircraft, and there's a couple things that we're going to do, but to get this bird rolling, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do the ground crew, and we're going to go to ground electric power and turn that on.
Chief, turn on the ground power.
Then we're going to turn on the ground
Copy.
Air supply. So we're going to air supply,
Chief,
connect.
connect ground air supply. Ground power is now on.
I'll go ahead and move this video out of the way.
Ground air supply is now connected.
Alright, once you hear all that, we're going to turn around behind us, and we're going to arm our ejection seat, and we're going to hit A to bring up Jester. Tell him to start.
Roger.
ICS comm check.
And when he does that, you hit A again and say loud and clear.
Roger.
Okay, while we're doing that, we're going to go down here, and most importantly, we need oxygen, so we'll turn that on. I'm going to go over here, and we're going to turn our intercom to hold.
I'm closing the canopy.
Jester will close the canopy, and he'll tell you he's ready to start.
Alright, let's start.
Okay, so we're going to go down here. This is our engine selector, right and left. Doesn't matter which one you start first. I start the right, so we're on right engine. And here you'll see the right engine start to climb. Actually, I think it's on this one. Yep, it's on this one. So it'll start to climb up a little bit. Once it gets to the R, we'll go ahead and introduce fuel. Okay, it's ready to introduce, so we're just going to right click on the throttle here and bring that in. That engine will go ahead and come alive. Try not to go too fast because I'm used to starting this thing up pretty quick. We're watching our RPMs and all that good stuff. And see how this just came over back to the center? Right here. So technically we could go ahead and start the other one. So we'll go ahead and start the left engine. Let that start rising. When it gets to about the L, we'll go ahead and introduce fuel. It's there. And this procedure works for the A or the B. So, get those started. Go ahead and turn on all our lights over here. Collision, strobe, tail light, wing light. And these dials, that's how you magnify them. So we'll just turn those up to 9. On off. While that left engine is still coming on, go ahead and turn all our instruments on, VDI, HUD, and ECM. Get those going. Okay. And we'll come over here to the left panel, and we'll turn our stabilizers on with a right click on all 3 of these. That's going to help us fly. And we'll turn on our radio to both. Alright. And you can hear Jester in the background clicking buttons and all that good stuff, trying to set things up. And while he's doing that, we'll go ahead and tell him to do a fine INS.
Roger.
So we still got a few more things to do here before we're ready to go. You don't want to mess with your wings while you're in an enclosure like this, because it will hit the sides and break the wings. Also, taxiing, you have fences and things like that, so you don't want to extend the wings out until you're just about on the ramp. And I'll show you how to do that when we get there. So while he's aligning everything, we're going to do some little things here. you're gonna left click on your altitude here, or excuse me, right click, and just hold it, and that standby will go away. Now this will work if you forget to clear this, but it's just kind of annoying because you got a standby indicator there. We're gonna set our altitude hold 500 feet with a right click and hold, and then you can left click it and test it. Okay. And let's see here. And we're gonna go over here to the right side and set our gun up. Right click that and pull it, or left click. And 670 is what we're looking for. Okay. We're going to go ahead and go to both engines with air. And we're going to go ahead and disconnect the ground power and the air.
Chief, disconnect ground air supply.
Chief, turn off the ground power.
Ground air supply is now disconnected.
Alright, so once you got that taken care of, we're going to turn our RWR
Ground
on.
power is now off.
And we're going to show that we're on a carrier. So we're going to do our hook bypass here. And if you want to, you can use these floodlights. It's daytime, so we don't need them. And at this point, we're pretty much ready to go. I'm just waiting on Jester to tell us we're aligned here. Like that nice Maverick look to us in the cockpit here. See if we can see Jester back there, or Goose. Yep. And you want to make sure that your takeoff is set, which it normally is when you get in the aircraft. You can set however you want to do your navigation here. Sorry if I went through this fast, but the more you do it, the quicker you'll get at getting ready. I'm just used to starting her fast. So I kind of overrun Jester. I get the little camera thing out of the way though, just so I have more visibility, because this aircraft's limited on visibility. And as soon as Jester says we're ready to taxi, we'll leave. Should be any minute now, because usually when you hear that, he's testing his own elevation indicator, so it should be any second now. He'll be telling us we're just good to go. Oh, don't forget to turn on your TAC hand too if you want to use that. That's down here in the bottom left. Put it on transmit receive. See another F14 off to the right here, and there's one in the hangar. Come on, Jester, you're taking forever, buddy. The F-14's I'll be honest, I hated flying it to begin with. Every time I'd fly it, I guess I was trying to do too fast maneuvers because I was used to the F-18. And I literally watched the wings rip off of it. But I've gotten used to flying it now. It's a fun aircraft. It's a fast aircraft. Unfortunately, though, it's been retired. just because you have to have the ground power unit and the air supply units to get them going. They don't have an inboard APU, so I understand that. Less equipment to carry around, but it's a great plane. I don't care for the radar in it too much. It's not like the F14 or the F16 where you can just kind of look at your own radar and lock stuff up. But it's decent. It does really well in a dogfight. Those big wings can definitely lift it up and get it going and at slow speed. So. Duster.
All right, ready to taxi.
All right, Jester's finally ready to go, so we will go. We'll take the parking brake off here. And we'll turn our nose wheel steering button on, and we'll go ahead and start the taxi. And when you start the taxi in this thing, you got to give her a decent amount of thrust to begin with, and then back off of her, because she will get up to speed really quick like. Now that we're on the way to the runway, we'll hold short here and I'll just show you how to open up the wings and everything. We'll hold short here. Okay. So then the last step you're going to think, and you'll see on your panel here, that's the only thing is showing, is that we got to get our wings set up. So you're going to take this yellow knob here and you're going to bring it straight up and right click to push it down, and you're going to close the panel. Okay, you're going to go down here to the reset and turn your spoilers on and your anti-skid on. That's with the upward motion. If you're on a carrier, you're just going to go down, but we're on a runway, so I'll turn it up. Okay, so, and then now that that's reset, we're going to go ahead and put the wings in auto. That'll bring them out. See them coming out there. Okay, so if you're heavy with fuel and bombs and everything, I would suggest flaps down. It's going to bring out extra spoilers, but we're light today. We just got fuel on board, so we're going to use our DLCs, and I've got those on a button, so we'll just bring those down and you can see them. Show you on the wings here. There's in and out. To me, that's kind of like one notch of flaps. So we're going to go ahead and taxi onto the runway here. Checking right and left, no traffic. Turn. Get lined up with the runway. And we'll go ahead and let it roll just a little bit. We'll turn our nose wheel steering off. Now on the F14, you do not give it afterburner. It's only military power. So we're going full military power. And holding the brakes, and I'm going to release. And if you do give it afterburner, you'll hear Jester tell you something here. It'll be like he'll tell you somebody's going to get onto you or get in trouble or something like that because you're using afterburner. So this is our speed gauge down here. We're at about 160 knots, so we go ahead and start pulling back pressure, and she comes up pretty quick. So we'll go gear up. go ahead and pull in our DLCs. And we're flying. And it's as simple as that. The F-14 is just eager to get off the ground and run and fly, I guess I should say. So I always stay in the auto mode when it comes to the wings, but you know, you can experiment with that, what you want to do. I don't use manual mode. I feel like the plane knows best, so it'll fly the best with auto. But the faster you go, the wings will start to sweep, and I'll go ahead and just full throttle up. Afterburners on. You do have to trim her out. She wants to climb. And you can see the wings slowly sweeping here. It's going down. You can watch it. The faster she gets, the more they sweep. One thing I did forget to mention, and something you should use, especially if you're using multiplayer or something like that, we forgot to turn on our landing nose. So that's it right there. That's our landing taxi light. Forgot to turn that on. There's also, if you want to use any of the lights down here, turn those on. There's an external, let me see what it's called here. We'll go to controls. It's called external light. Let's see, where's it at? I don't know how to find it. Exterior light master switch right here, on and off. So you have to turn them on to be able to use the lights. And I've got that joined to my, or bound to my throttle. So you can see the tail tips there. They're on, and then just hit the light, and it goes off. On, off. So you would have to bind that to be able to use the lights. Because it took me a while, I was like, why are these lights not coming on? But that's the reason why. So hopefully that helps you out in starting this thing up. The quicker you get, like I said, the main thing is you're waiting on Jester. Oh, one thing I did tell you, I forgot to tell you, is you just got to left click this in for your artificial horizon, and we forgot to do that on the ground. But left click it in, and it'll get rid of that. Okay. So hopefully that was helpful. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.